poets always say. The contrary we're proving. Look at us two today. Love has no charm, no meaning, till man has reached his prime. Surely it is so, you ought to know. Many times kissing time. Many times kissing time. Chinatown, my Chinatown, where the lights are low. Hearts that know no other land, drifting to and fro. Dreamy, dreamy Chinatown, all the lies are brown. I see night and lights of light in the dreamy Chinatown, in dreamy Chinatown.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely, idiosyncratically, euphuistic, in exemplary, encomiastic eulogies, escalating from chic chinoiserie to convulsive Caledonian cajolery. We give you Mr. Barry Cryer!
Would you like to hear me sing it again? No, I'm just joking. No, I'm not. I'm not singing tonight. There are too many other singers on the bill, and I don't want them to suffer the comparison. No, I've had my singing voice insured for £10,000, you know. Had a whale of a time with the money. Good evening, Mr. Sachs. Good evening. What a man. I admire this man quite enormously. I admire those introductions he does so well. Don't know why he shouts. He got the job. How are you all, ladies and gentlemen, sitting there like one vast jumble sale? James. Thank you for... Oh, no, please. Oh, yes. Oh. The gale of applause may lift the kilt. Steady on, steady on. Oh, bless you, dear. Oh, I must tell you, dear, yesterday I was out grouse shooting and I ran in my kilt through some rather tall thistles. By God, that brings the tears to your eyes, dear, and a lump to your throat. Suffice it to sufficifun. Had my mouth fixed and it won't work. I will not be putting my leg up on the stool tonight, dear, so the eternal riddle will remain unanswered. No, it's all right, dear, the panties are here safe. In my sporran. Now, the sporran is, of course, a purse in which we Scots keep our money, or as we prefer to call it, our bawbees. You get a lot in here, it's a sort of bawbee crush. Oh, you must remember Bobby Crush. He used to be Russ Conway's pianist. Now, I've also... Move about a bit, sir, they'll think it's more. I've got the tammy on again, of course, the tammy. I was going through the cow pasture near my home yesterday, and the wind blew my tammy off onto the ground. I tried on 12 before I got the right one. And this show, you know, the good old days, or G.O.D. as they call it at the BBC, G.O.D. And talking of G.O.D. brings me to our producer, Mr. Colahan. Oh, what a wonderful man. He's produced it for the whole 25 years, you know. They daren't let him do anything else. At rehearsals this afternoon, I walked on and said, good afternoon, and he said, next. He's drunk with power, you know. I blame the moustache. It's sapping his strength, you know. Always looks as if he's talking to you over a sort of white hedge. And he took me on one side and left me there. I think he was still suffering, you know, still feeling fragile from New Year. Did you have a good New Year yourselves? Oh, I did. Grand. Hogmanay, we call it in Scotland, you know. Hogmanay. Funny word, that, isn't it? You'd like to know the origin of it. Because if you wouldn't, the act stops right here. The word Hogmanay, very interesting origin. Way, way back, about 1820, or it may have been half past. There was a pig breeder in the Trossachs called Angus Cohen. He only bred them, you understand. Didn't eat them. Also ran a pub called the Kosher Horses, and he had... And you're my sort of audience, no taste. He was doing very well indeed. His business was booming. I did enjoy saying that. Boom, boom went his business, ladies and gentlemen. And he was doing so well, he opened a chain of takeaway fried pig things, you know, in a little village called Lingerfickin. And hence the expression. No, you're ahead of me. Anyway. His business was booming, but he couldn't cope, you see. He and his wife, an amazing woman who used to pull bell ropes and take the collection at the same time. An amazing woman. Known in the village as Amazing Grace. They couldn't cope with the business, you see, so he had to advertise for some help. So he asked, first of all, he asked two of his old friends, old Hughie and Walt in the village, if they'd help him out with the pig handling, you see. Well, old Hughie was an old fella. He was another legend in the village. The lads used to come out the pub on a Saturday night shouting for him, you know. Hughie! Hughie! And Angus... I'm looking forward to this next bit because I haven't heard it. Angus said, Hughie, can you help me with the pigs? He said, I'm too old to handle pigs, Angus, at my age. He said, well, what about Walt? Does he handle pigs? He said, no, Walt Disney. And so he decided he'd have to advertise, so he took an advert in the Ochtermachty Bugle, which used to have this centre spread with a nude haggis, and he advertised for a pig handler, you see. And one New Year's Eve, remember the plot, one New Year's Eve, there was a nickety-knack knock on his door, and there was a local fellow called Jimmy Raddle. Now, he was... Jimmy Raddle, who'd been helping with the local harvest. He was known locally as Hey Jimmy, and he was there, and he said, I can handle pigs, I can help you, Angus. I'm an expert at this, and Angus looked him up and down and said, oh, Hogman, eh? Oh, you're too kind, you're too kind. I've been telling that story for 20 years, and that's the best it's ever gone. Now, anyway, I hope you have the rest of the year to yourselves, and a very happy one may it be. I'm having a marvellous time. I've just finished music hall in Scotland. I'm now down here finishing it in England. And I'd like to leave you with this rather lovely thought, ladies and gentlemen. Happiness is the smile of a child. Happiness is a songbird's trill. Happiness is a Scot in a kilt standing over a baker's grill. And thank you. May I leave you all with the immortal words of Her Majesty to John Brown. Will you stop your tickling jock? Stop your tickling jock. Dinna make me laugh so hearty, or you'll make you jump. Oh, I wish you'd stop your nonsense. Just look at all the folk. Will you stop your tickling, tickling, tickling? Stop your tickling jock. Hey, hey.
Illimitably lunatic in legerdemain, profligate in preposterous prestidigitation, silly tricks, known as the infectious chairman tonight, Mr. Larry Parker.
Now, for the primary jeepneys, now. For the primary jeepneys or hooks, we make the utility of one bottling of the Higgins. Now placating the tubing over the bottling so, and uttering the magic ink can, whoomp, completely disparages, whoomp. Hey, whoomp, hey, wait. Now, whoomp. Now, hup, wait. Hey, whoop. Oh, I'm going to do a trick with the bottle like that. Cheers. Ooh. Now, for the next jeepneys who see something completely different. Now, the utility is the one-timey piece with the tick, the prompt. Any member on the deck societies with the timey deals? No? Now. Now, but also for the now to placate the wrist of the timing piece from the scratchings and the bumpings, I place it thoughtfully in the reticule. Now, here we are possessing the one reticule, and we'll test the pieces in the reticule. Now, you will violently...
entrancing, in intrinsically transatlantic nostalgia, welcome to a newcomer, Miss Penny Lane.
Oh, my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, when I lay sleeping, I dreamt that you were by my side. And when I woke, dear, came disillusion. I was gone and I was alone. Ma, he's making eyes at me. Ma, he's awful nice to me. Ma, he's almost breaking my heart. I'm beside him. Must he let his conscience guide him? Ma, he wants to marry me. Be my honeybee. Every minute he gets bolder. Now he's leaning on my shoulder. Ma, he's kissing me. Toot-toot-tootsie, goodbye. Toot-toot-tootsie, don't cry. The choo-choo train that takes me away from you. No words can tell how sad it makes me. Kiss me, Tootsie, and then do it over again. Watch by the mail, I never fail. If you don't get a letter, then you know I'm in jail. Toot-toot-tootsie, goodbye. Toot-toot-tootsie, don't cry. Watch by the mail, I never fail. If you don't get a letter, then you know I'm in jail. Toot-toot-tootsie, goodbye. Toot-toot-tootsie, don't cry.
Sartorial elegance in excelsis. The glass of fashion, the very mould of form, the one and only Mr. Bernard Cribbins.
Every time I come down, every time. It's about time you got those stairs fixed, Mr. Sachs. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. What a lovely lot, what a lovely lot. Now, normally, if you can say normally in a suit like this, normally, when I grace these hallowed boards, I usually sing some song about a straight banana. Or an enormous marrow, or some other bucolic pastime, but this evening I've decided to change my tack.
It's a pity you didn't change your suit.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Sachs, and thank you, Mr. Herman. Yes, I'm going to sing a sentimental little song tonight, so get your hankies out, ladies. No, put those away, Mother, that's a pair of socks. It's a lovely little ballad called I'll Be Thinking of You. And in a moment, I shall burst into song, I think. Come on, son. Tickle those dominoes, son. Isn't that lovely? Lovely twiddly bits he does later on. We met in a garden of rhubarb one summer last winter next year. The earwigs were gambling one with another, one gamble in your ear and out of the other. You stole my poor heart and you left me as cold as a plate of plum duff. But memories will always repeat, dear, so will radishes if you've enough. And when the shades of night are stealing, I'll be thinking of you. And when I get the crucian feeling, I'll be thinking of you. jail up when the horse he keeps his tail up. I'll be thinking of you. And when the birds are softly cooing, I'll be thinking of you. And when I'm on the road to Ruinga, I'll be thinking of you. When the sun goes down in splendor, I've a feeling very tender, where you tap me with a fender, and my dreams came true. And now another innovation, paper tearing. Hello, I see snuff's gone up, halfpenny a ton, halfpenny a ton. Amazing. Aren't plums cheap at the moment? Yes. Says here Mr. Gladstone made a speech last night, reached several conclusions. That's not bad for a man of his age. Here you go. You better get rid of all that dandruff down there. And when the parrot won't stop talking, I'll be thinking of you. When the Guinness they're uncorking, well, that's nobody's business. Yes, we quarrelled, sad to tell, dear. Yes, we fell out in the dell, dear. And your teeth fell out as well, dear. And we had no glue, 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 glue. When the onion breathes its massage. That's French, you know. French massage, yes. Till the mash deserts the sausage. It does lose a little in translation, of course. It's getting monotonous, isn't it, this, eh? Though your ringlets you kept shaking, you were false, I was mistaken. Now when I see hair on bacon, I'll be thinking of you.
From Argentina, gratuitously defying gravity for your gratification, Teddy, Peiro, and his son, Patricio.
Chinese music, please.
apotheotic, in antiphonal, operatic, articulacy, Mr. Robert Tier and Mr. Benjamin Luxon.
We public guardians mold it wary,
And of ourselves we take good care.
to risk our precious lives we'll cherish.
When danger looms, we're never there.
But if we meet a helpless woman,
Or little boys that do no harm,
we'll run them in,
we run them in,
we'll run them in,
we run them in, we show them where purple gendarmes.
we'll run them in,
We run them in,
we run them in, we run them in, we show them their purple gendarmes. Sometimes our duty's extramural.
the little butterflies we chase.
We love to gamble in things rural,
Commune with nature face to face.
unto a bit, then back returning.
Refreshed by nature's holy charm,
We run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in,
we run them in, we show them where purple gendarmes.
we run them in,
We run them in,
we run them in, we run them in, we show them their purple gendarmes. If gentlemen would make a riot,
and punch each other's heads at night,
we're quite disposed to keep it quiet.
provided that they make it right.
But if they do not seem to see,
Forgive to us our proper terms.
we run them in, we run them in,
We run them in, we show them where purple gendarmes.
we run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we run them in, we show them their purple gendarmes.
Once a little geisha, Luxon, pretty as a picture on a fan, had a tender lover, tall and dignified.
He was an Englishman.
Very soon the geisha's heart he won, when he whispered low,
Maid of Tokyo, marry me and be my sweet Luxon. Midst the butterflies of old Japan. Won't you come and be my butterfly?
your butterfly.
My butterfly, when the almond blossoms sway and sigh, my geisha dear, my butterfly.
Butterfly,
Won't you sit beneath the lotus trees, and when I squeeze your hand, don't go and flutter my best little butterfly in Japanese butterfly land.
said the little geisha, if I can marry you, my lovely Englishman, I would be a happy jappy, and away
Off to her papa she ran.
very soon Cacho, the father's turn, kissed his head just where
He was short of hair, ran away to wed her Englishman. Midst it's the butterflies of old Japan. Oh, won't you come and be my butterfly? Your butterfly, my butterfly. When the almond blossoms sway and sigh, my geisha dear, my butterfly. Won't you sit beneath the lotus trees, and when I squeeze your hand, don't go and flutter my best little butterfly in Japanese butterfly land. Won't you come and be my butterfly, my butterfly, my butterfly? When the almond blossoms sway and sigh, my geisha dear, my butterfly, butterfly. Won't you sit beneath the lotus trees, and when I squeeze your hand, and when I squeeze it, don't flutter by this little butterfly. In Japanese, butterfly
Antiphonal, operatic articulacy from Mr. Robert Tier and Mr. Benjamin Luxon. And now we have an Iberian exposition extraordinaire. Spanish jugglers. Los Brillos!
You're late.
Well, I know I'm late.
Where were you?
I was there.
Why didn't you come on?
Well, I've got your trousers on.
You what?
Look, I've got your trousers on. They're killing me.
Don't talk rubbish.
I'm not talking rubbish. These are your trousers, and they're agony. The blood's stopped.
How,
It has. It's all stopped. I've gone numb.
how can you have my trousers on?
Listen, you know, you put them out in the dressing room.
Yes.
Yes, well, mine were on the left, yours were on the right.
Yes.
Yes, well, I dress on the right.
What's that got to What's that got to do? Oh, I see what you mean, yes.
You see? You picked up the wrong ones, you see?
I thought these were a bit loose.
Yes. I didn't know you were Jewish.
No.
Well, how's that for, then?
It's the balancing now, head to head.
Head to head?
Head to head.
Head to head. Do you hear that? I couldn't do leg to leg. I mean,
No.
the pain inside these black tubes, you've no idea.
Well, what do you suggest?
Well, short of the Nutcracker Suite, I don't know.
Oh, dear.
Take your pick. What would you suggest, missus? No, you better not. No.
You can't jump through the flaming hoop,
I'm
can you?
not jumping through any flaming hoop. You can get that out of your head
Well,
immediately.
Do the jokes, then.
What jokes?
The jokes we did at the hot pot supper.
They were Irish jokes, Barry.
Well, change them.
How do you mean?
Make them Mexican.
How do you mean?
Adapt them.
How do you mean?
Set them in Mexico, not Irish.
Well, will that work, do you think?
Do you want to do the tap dance?
No, I'll do the jokes. I'll do the jokes.
Do the first joke, then.
I'll do the
Go on.
I'll do
first joke.
Paddy goes into this bar.
Pedro.
What?
Pedro.
Paddy goes into a Pedro.
No.
You said Pedro.
Say Pedro instead of Paddy.
Oh, instead of... Sorry.
Much use as a chocolate teapot.
What? Right. Pedro goes into a bar.
Cantina.
Eh? Oh,
Cantina.
All right, yes. Yeah. Pedro goes into this cantina, the Three Shamrocks.
Los Trios Cacti.
That's what?
Los Trios Cacti, the three cactuses.
Just a minute, you said cacti.
Well, that's plural, isn't it? Cactus, cacti.
Yes.
It's like hippopotamus, hippopotami. Cactus, cacti.
Hippopotamuses haven't got prickles.
Oh, dear.
I mean, you don't keep them in little pots on a windowsill, do you?
Never mind all that. Get on with it.
All right, I'll get
on with it.
Well, Pedro.
Pedro.
Pedro goes into this cantina, Los Trios Hippopotamuses, and he sees Mick, the barman.
Manuel.
What?
Manuel.
Oh, he sees Manuel, the barman, who was having a quiet Guinness.
Tequila.
Get off.
Tequila.
Get off.
It's a Mexican drink.
Is it, Eck? Is it?
Yes.
Right. Well, Manuel, the barman, is having quite tequila.
Yes.
And he looks at Pedro and he says, hey, just a minute.
Just. Just. They pronounce J like H. It's just a minute.
Is it really?
Just a minute.
Oh, you know best because you've travelled a lot, haven't you?
Yes.
Been abroad, you know. Anyway, Manuel, who was the barman.
barman.
I know, I was saying the barman.
But they might have forgotten.
You haven't forgotten the barman, Manuel, have you? No, you see, they haven't forgotten. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Manuel, the barman, who was having a quiet tequila, he said, just a minute. Is that right? Got it right? Just, it must be all, it's all that tequila, this stuff, you know. Just a minute, he said. Just like that.
Yes.
Just a minute, he said, I'm not serving you. He says, you're always coming in here, you smash the place up, frighten people, they're all running about. He says, get out. And Pedro says, no, Faith and Bigorra. Sorry. No, he says, no, I've never been in this pub in my life. Never been in here before. And Manuel, he looks at it, he puts his tequila down, he looks at it, he says, you must be hawking. Got it? You must be hawking, you see. Yes. He says, you must be hawking. I got it, didn't I? He says, you must be hawking. I'd never been in here before in my life, you see. And he says, all right. Oh, that's the other one. Yes. Manuel says, all right, then I'll believe you. What do you want? And he says, the usual. Yeah, it's not working very well, is it? You know what I mean? Have they twigged it, do you think?
We'll have to do the song.
What do you mean, do the song? I can't do the song in these trousers.
Just do the chorus, then.
Listen, could we do it in a higher key, if you don't mind? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Herman.
No, German.
Pardon?
German, you see. He shall die, he shall die, he shall die, he shall die, he shall die. I raise a button on his Spanish thunder, if I catch him bending tonight. Ole!
As you guessed, Mr. Barry Cryer and Mr. Bernard Cribbins. And now, in jaunty homage to Mr. George M. Cohan, once again, the Players' Theatre!
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die. A real life nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. I've got a Yankee Doodle sweetheart, she's my Yankee Doodle joy. A Yankee Doodle came to London just to ride the ponies. I am that Yankee Doodle boy, for it was very, very plain as any name can be. Not with propriety, society will say Marie. But it was very, very long before the fashions came. And there is something there that sounds so square, it's a grand old name. Up in the Bronx, there lives the Melville Nellies. Everyone's pal, everyone's gal, everyone swears she's a saint unawares. Every Saturday night, night of delight, everyone gathers at Kelly's. Nobody ever knows out of all of Hobgo's if there's any particular boy. It's the same old song they sing. I love you. The boys are all mad about Jenny, the daughter of Officer Kelly, and it's all day long they sing. Flowers all dripping with dew, and they join in the chorus of Mary Kelly, I love you. Give my regards to Broadway, remember me to Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Whisper of how I'm yearning to mingle with the old-time throng. Give my regards to old Broadway and say that I'll be there ere long. Give my regards to Broadway, remember me to Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Whisper of how I'm yearning to mingle with the old-time throng. Give my regards to old Broadway and say that I'll be there
Yes, there's just time to ask Mr. Bernard Cribbins to lead the company and yourselves in the last chorus for tonight, down at the old Bull and Bush. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bernard Cribbins, the entire company, Mr. Bernard Herban, the entire and indefatigable orchestra.